It's the mom life.
Hey everyone, welcome to another Living in the Moment with B.
And Steph. And if we both sound a little off today, it is because we have both been sick all week. We actually hung out. Well, we did a podcast. Was it
A
last?
guest
I don't even
podcast.
know. I don't even remember what it was. This is all a fever dream. Was it last
It's all a
weekend
fog. Yeah,
or
I
the
think
weekend
I think it's
before?
all.
No, it was the weekend
It,
before, right? It was almost two
okay,
weeks ago.
has it been? I
I,
don't know. I think I'm still asleep, guys. I'm
I,
still like
I don't know when it was, but yeah. So
it's.
basically, it was almost 2 weeks ago. Yeah. So we've been sick, but we're serious, guys. This is true
We're
life. We are
dedicated.
dedicated, and so we are recording. Plus, we're both getting better. So, but yeah, if this is all over the place, it's because we're on cough meds.
So we're gonna make this one a little short, and
Oh
it's more
man.
for fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is a fun one. So I feel like people either know this side of the internet and like use it often or have never gotten on. Are you a Reddit user?
Um, Not typically, but because I have been in bed and sick, yeah, I've been going through all of the internet, and so yeah, I've run into some Reddit posts.
Yeah, so that's why I feel like before TikTok, it was like it still is, but it's a really good place to go get information and like learn from other people's experiences. For example, yesterday I accidentally washed a disposable diaper. I'm sure you've done that. What I've come across is most everyone has done that. If you
I
haven't,
have
you
not.
probably will at some point. um, but I accidentally washed a disposable diaper and I was like, oh my gosh, like what do I do? And so I didn't Google it. I literally went to TikTok and to Reddit to figure out what to do to fix all the clothes that were in there. So yeah.
That this is like we're both millennials, but we are like 2-3 years difference,
Mm-hmm.
and it shows. I'm like still like ask Jeeves, ask Google, and she's like TikTok and Reddit.
Yeah.
So we're both millennials, but a little bit on the different spectrum.
So for anyone that might not know, Reddit is like a discussion based
Open
social media.
discussion,
Yeah.
right?
So more so for just like I said, like asking advice, sharing experiences. You can find anything on there. So I love it. Super helpful. And one thing that people go on and ask a lot is, am I the a-hole? And it's like for any situation in life, whether it's like you did something or, whatever, at work or in your family life or with your friends or any situation that you could possibly be that you could think of. If someone like messes up or does something that they're kind of self-conscious about, they'll, or maybe like someone's mad at them and they feel that they shouldn't be, whatever the case is, you can go on Reddit and start this discussion. And it's the acronym AITA, am I the a-hole? And so today, had you heard of that before this?
No, so
Okay.
Stephanie sent me a couple, and I literally had to look up. I had to Google. I'm like, what is AIT? Like, I had to Google the whole
Yeah.
acronym because I don't, I'm like, but but it makes sense because people make you feel crazy for doing stuff that is not always crazy,
Yeah.
but they're crazy, and so I totally get it. But
Or
yeah,
or vice versa. Maybe sometimes
or
you
vice
really are being
versa.
the jerk, and it's good to be self-aware, right? Good for someone to tell you, like, yeah, tone it
Yeah,
down. So
and I do like Reddit compared to like other social media because they reply with experience.
yeah,
They're not just
exactly.
like they're not just making dumb little comments like if you
Just
were
giving
on
their random
Instagram
two
or
cents. Yeah.
Facebook. Right? They're actually saying, okay, well, this is what I went through, and so yeah, Reddit's cool in that way.
Yeah. So today we are going to be doing, am I the a-hole, as first-time parents? I think pretty much all of these that we found were ones related to first-time parents and situations that they were in and things that they did or that were done to them, and they're just wanting, or either the first-time parents themselves or someone in association to first-time parents. So So let's start. I'm not going to read the full story because a lot of these are like long posts, but I kind of summarized most of them. So the first one is a woman who was in line at a restaurant, and she saw what she thought was a new mom. She wasn't sure, but that was holding her baby incorrectly. And the baby was crying and screaming and really uncomfortable. And this woman, it says in the post that she does not have kids, but that she has worked with a lot of kids. Again, she thinks that the mom was holding her baby wrong. And so the lady just told this mom, hey, you're not supposed to hold your kid like that. The girl turns around and gives this confused look and says, excuse me. And the lady doubles down and says, you heard me. It's super dangerous. And so the girl kind of rolls her eyes, but she did change the holding position. And this woman says that the employees around her gave her dirty looks, that it was, rude of her to do that, and that she got a couple dirty looks from people around her. And so she came on and told that story, and she said, am I the a-hole for doing this? What were your thoughts on this one?
Well, and a little context to that story, she did say that the baby's head was like hanging weird, or like the neck, and the mom was holding the baby like sideways and was on her phone.
I guess, oh yeah, that was one part. It was, she was on her
Right.
phone, and I guess we should say how she was holding him too. Yeah. So like, what I kind of understood what it was like chest, back to mom's chest, and that the
Right.
baby was
Baby
leaning
was
forward.
forward
Yeah.
with the neck. Yes. And then from what I read, the employees gave her dirty looks, the lady, but then other people, like customers, applauded her, or like one applauded her, like, good for you for saying
So she got
something.
mixed
Right.
information from, yeah.
Right. And so that's a hard one for me, because what do you tell a mom? I mean, if you see a baby hurting, and like, from what I was reading, again, the baby was started crying and then just continued to get louder as it got more uncomfortable. I would probably say, as a mom, though, I feel like you don't have as much authority when you're not a parent.
Mm-hmm.
And I hated that. I hate it when I wasn't a parent, because mine was such a struggle to get there.
Yeah.
But that's all I ever heard. Like, well, you don't know, you're not a parent. Well, you know what? Sometimes you do know. Okay. Sometimes you do know.
Yeah.
But I do like the empowerment of being a parent and feeling like I do have authority to say something. So in that case, I might have offered something like, oh, is the baby okay? um what would you have done, though, if it were you, or if you had seen it, if you were in either position?
So I'm gonna call her the a-hole for a couple of reasons. The first one is,
Which one is the a-hole?
oh, the woman
The mom or the
asking,
lady?
no, yeah, the
Oh.
the lady that corrected the mom. And the first reason is how she went about it, right? So, hey, lady, you're not supposed to hold your kid like that. Like,
Out loud in public,
don't
right?
you?
Public
If
shame.
anyone came at me like that, I would be extremely offended, and automatically be on guard. So that is the first thing that I didn't like about this. Um, so I think, she definitely, exactly as you said, could have, said, hey, I don't have kids, but I work with a lot of kids, and I think maybe, if you tried holding the baby this way, I don't want to
Well,
overstep, but just trying to help, that might calm them down. I would probably still be
I
offended,
was gonna say
right?
no. I would still be like,
but
what'd you say to
but
me?
that's nicer. So first of all, how she came at her was not cool. Overall, though, especially because she's not a parent, I would never have corrected someone prior to having a baby,
Right.
and I probably still wouldn't now. To be honest, I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that. So yeah, I think she's kind of a jerk. I guess that's going to vary person to person on whether or not you feel comfortable approaching someone like that. But how she did it was crappy, and yeah, I wouldn't have done it either way.
I'm trying to imagine myself, like, if I saw that and I saw a baby screaming and crying. It is hard as a parent, and I think as people, we don't like to get involved. Like, I think that's just human nature.
Yeah.
Like, we just want to walk away from things. um I might just do a quick little lock eyes, like a little smile,
Yeah.
like, as a parent, like, it's all good, girl.
Yeah.
We good? And that's it. But yeah, I mean, not public shaming,
That's
because if someone told me
mhm.
out loud, I'd be like, mm-mm. But if a mom smiled at me, like,
That's a
you
great
okay?
way to go about it. Not even, do you need help? Just, I have a baby at home too. Do you need help? Something like that. That's really nice.
Right.
And so I love that. I think that's a great idea. Right. But you know what's interesting? The consensus among Reddit was that she was not the a-hole. So people told her that she was in the right for
Well,
calling it out.
because she makes a mom sound like negligent.
Mm-hmm.
She's on her phone, not worried about how the baby's positioned, the baby's screaming.
Yeah.
And and I am gonna defend the moms because when you hear your baby crying, it's not that you don't hear them, but sometimes you know what they're crying for, or I don't know, sometimes you drown out their cries. Like you just get so used to them.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that's an excuse, but I'm saying, maybe the mom said, hey, the baby's fine. I'm on my phone checking something. Who knows what she's
Yeah.
checking? And the baby really was just fine, just fussy and wanted attention or wanted to be held different and wasn't actually being hurt.
That's true too.
And
You
this
learn.
lady could have read the
Right.
whole situation wrong and
Mm-hmm.
then just said something. And for the mom to not say anything, she was probably just trying to avoid further conflict.
And embarrassed, right? Being embarrassed, like, okay, you're gonna call me out in front of all these people in line, like, not cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we agree on that one. Maybe you'd say something. Maybe you would. Maybe you wouldn't say something, but you definitely go about it in a nicer way
Oh
than this
yeah,
woman chose
not that
to.
way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definite A.
Yeah.
For the way she behaved or the way she went about it, like you said.
Yeah.
No, you don't talk to mom like that, especially public shaming. Women get enough, moms get enough. We don't need extra.
Yeah, totally. Agreed. Okay, so let's move on to I don't know, post number 2. So I just kind of scoured all over this forum, this specific forum for these, and found some that we could relate to a little bit, maybe. So this is a new mom with a 2-week-old, and this new mom is breastfeeding. They're in a cluster feeding stage. So basically, the baby is attached to her 24/7, right? And this specific scenario is that every time she tries to take a shower by herself, take a little bit of time, she gives the baby to her husband, and her husband brings the baby back to her within 2 to 3 minutes because this baby starts crying. She goes on to say that her husband hasn't had to change his life really at all. He's still there taking his 30-minute showers. He goes about his day pretty much as normal. And she is wanting just a few minutes to relax, and he cannot handle the baby. So this new mom ends up calling her own mom to come to the house and watch the baby for a little bit so she can take a shower. The husband got super upset, said that she crossed the line and made him look bad to his mother-in-law or her mom. And so this new mom wrote in and said, am I the a-hole for calling my mother to come help me with the baby?
No.
I don't think so either. Not at all.
No.
Not even a little bit.
Sir, if you don't want your mother-in-law to come over and handle it, then you handle your business, because a mom should be able to enjoy 20-30 minutes, and that's all she was asking for.
Yeah.
She's not saying, can I watch TV? She's not saying, can I sit on the couch? She's saying, I just want to shower. I just want to let the water hit my face for a little bit. I need to just
have some me time. Yeah.
She needs me time. She needs to decompress.
This is only 2 weeks postpartum too. So
right, your body's hurting. Mentally though, you really need some time for yourself, because sleep is not time for yourself. You're just getting re-energized for more lack of sleep.
Yeah.
Because that's all it is, having a newborn. And yeah, I've had this argument with my husband a couple times too, where he's like, well, not anymore, my baby's older, but when he was younger, like, well, the baby only wants you. I'm like, well, if you keep bringing him, he needs to spend time with you. He needs to bond with you. He needs to know that you're also his safe place so that mama can shower.
Yeah.
Just 20-30 minutes, guys. And if you don't want your mother-in-law there, handle your business, because trust me, your mother-in-law will happily be there smiling to take care of their grandchild.
Yeah, and her baby, right? She wants her baby taken care of. I can kind of see, I mean, I definitely don't think that this new mom is an a-hole, but I can somewhat see the other side, where the husband also doesn't know what he's doing. It's only been 2 weeks, right? And so you give him, this new baby, and he's like a little panicked when, I think it's a she, when she just starts crying right away, and the only way that he sees that she can calm down is with mom. He doesn't know what to do. So it's still early on.
Right.
So that I can get, but don't get upset that your wife called in reinforcements. Like, that's for both of you to learn and relax, and there's nothing wrong with that. So no, she's not the a-hole,
Right.
he is.
Right. Yeah. And based on the post, it wasn't the first time.
Yeah.
She's told him several times, like, hey, I really just need this time for me, please. And he just continues to bring the baby within 2 to 3 minutes
Yeah.
after she drops him off. Like, that you can't even walk to the restroom and put on the shower.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, I don't think in this case, because it was time and time after again, I'm just not the mama.
Yeah.
We're gonna say the dad.
Yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
Dad, you're an a-hole here. Get it together.
Get it together. Yeah.
It's pretty straightforward. Let's see what else here. Okay, so this is a friend of new parents, and the friend wrote in asking if she is the a-hole. Her friend just had a new baby, so this woman offered to help out around the house to lighten the load, and so the new mom took her up on that and asked her if she could come over and do some dishes. So the friend says, of course. She drives to her house, and when she gets there, she sees that the new mom's husband, so the new dad, his car is in the driveway. And she asks her friend if her husband is home, and this new mom says, yes, of course, he's here. And the friend turns around and drives home because she's really upset that this new mom's husband is home all day, and why couldn't he do the dishes? And this friend hasn't spoken to her since and says that this new mom was abusing her kind gesture. And so she wrote in asking if she is the a-hole. Absolutely.
You
like,
are.
what?
You are the a-hole. How do you offer something and then like, never mind, because it's not the situation isn't how I like it. First of all, you're not even reading the situation. You don't even know what's going on. Like, she just saw the vehicle, text her, and then left, and their friendship's over. Like,
and just like we
what?
Yeah,
yes,
new dads
you don't know
are
what's going
tired
on.
too. They're learning too. Like,
or he could
knows?
be sick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He could be going through something. Like, no, ma'am, you don't offer help and then throw it in their face and say, oh, you're taking advantage of me. I mean, you already spent the gas and the energy
just
to
go
change,
inside and help.
to go.
Yeah, like that.
You offer
that
to
one
help.
is very
yeah,
strange.
That's horrible.
And yeah, the consensus among Reddit was that she was the a-hole, and so people told her like, well, yeah, not cool of you.
And for you to even think you have like the audacity to have an opinion about their marriage and relationship and parenthood and fatherhood, and like, that was way over.
And what does that say about yourself? Exactly. Just go home. Like, you offered this help, and then now
stay home.
You literally made it all the way to my house, and you're going to turn around and go home and not talk to me again? What?
With the tired mom with the newborn, I don't think she's a mom.
And not
she
a
must
good
not
friend.
be a mom to understand.
Good. Don't talk to me anymore, because I don't want to be your friend anymore anyway. Like,
yeah. Yeah. Bye, Felicia.
Adios. Okay, so yeah, that one, another straightforward one, and I'm glad Reddit called her out. So this one is interesting, and there was a lot of mixed feedback on it amongst the Redditors. So this is a professional Redditors. Yeah.
Oh, is that what they're called?
So this is a professional athlete, and he and his wife had a baby 3 months ago. I don't know when this is written, so I don't think this is real time. But at the time, they had a baby 3 months ago. Sleep is very important for him in his career, and he cannot be sleep deprived. He says that they had this conversation prior to having a baby, that he absolutely would not be waking up at night to help, but that they could hire a night nurse. The wife is now saying that it is unfair that he won't get up and help. She refuses to hire a night nurse because she doesn't feel comfortable leaving the baby with, just anyone. And then the husband suggested a family member come instead, but she doesn't want to burden them. She won't hire help, and he won't get up. And so he wrote in and wanted to know if he was the a-hole there. You don't think so?
No, I don't think he is.
I have mixed feelings on it. I can understand, like, as a new mom, her being scared to hire a night nurse, and then being really self-conscious about wanting to call in family. So I get her little like situation there.
Right.
However, they did have the conversation beforehand that he absolutely would not be getting up with this baby. I would have considered that a red flag in the beginning, and probably wouldn't have gone to this point, because I think that's kind of, that's I don't think that's cool at all. And he should be,
Right.
I feel like, understanding at this point. Like 3 months postpartum, just like we always say, she has a lot of hormones, she has a lot of feelings, she wants help from her husband. I understand that you told her this before, but this is where we are now. Like, can you make some sort of concession here to
Well,
help her out a little bit? Like,
right. I think for the sake of your marriage, you go ahead and cave a little, but to play devil's advocate and to defend him, I am going to say that one, yes, a conversation was had, so there was expectations. Now, expectations change when feelings get involved, and like you said, she's hormonal, so
right,
she don't care what
right.
you said 10 months ago. Like, who cares? However, he
Mm-hmm.
is offering solutions. It's not like he's saying, I had this conversation
Get
with you,
over it.
I don't
Yeah.
want to hear it, deal with it. He's giving her, he's
Mm-hmm.
saying, hey, I'll pay for a nurse, I'll pay, will,
Yeah.
I don't know what they're, they're married, we'll pay for a nurse, we'll get someone over if you really need help. I mean, I don't think he's in the wrong. I think a marriage is hard, and if you want to help yourself out, sir, maybe stay up a little bit, but overall I don't think he's an
A
a.
part of this post too that I didn't include was that, and maybe he responded to it or edited it later, after people were like, "You're a jerk," and then I think people came back, and the consensus actually was that he was not the a-hole, because not only did he offer a night nurse, but he's a real professional athlete, so I think they have a cook, they have someone that cleans. Like, she's not taking on all of these normal, I don't know, whatever, like usual
Oh,
responsibilities, of a household. She is just pretty much taking care of this baby and taking care of herself. And once he, clarified all of that, Reddit was like, yeah, no, you're good. House, like, I am still considering him kind of an a-hole because she's asking for your help. Like, whether or not it's reasonable or
right.
whatever, she's hormonal. She's having a hard time. She wants your help. Just help her. You're her husband.
um he sounds pretty stubborn, and it also might sound a little bit
Right.
egotistical, like, no, my job's very important,
Right.
I need my sleep, I need every single
Yeah,
second, I can't even help you. And so I can
definitely.
understand that
Yeah.
perspective.
Okay, we have
Get over
one
yourself.
more, and this is a first-time dad who wrote in. So first-time parents said they were really anxious, and they set rules for visitors and family members for after the baby was born, and this was sent to everyone that needed this information by email. So their requests were no visits on the first day. Obviously, nobody sick. Nobody can come if you're sick or if you've been sick. No children under 18. They had a general rule asking for people to go really light with fragrances, so like perfumes, colognes, really light or none, preferably. And they requested that people keep the visits between 9 and 5 and keep them to an hour or less, and also requested no more than 3 to 4 people at a time. And that they got really ugly pushback right away, and that their family members uh, responded with things like, dang, do you need the last four of my social? The parents didn't listen. So the grandparents in this case, didn't listen. They showed up when other people were there. This new dad asked his parents to wait outside. His mom would not. She just went in, took the baby, undid the baby swaddle. Then the wife's parents showed up with a child grandson and were upset when they wouldn't let this grandson in the room. And so it turned into this whole fiasco of nobody listening to their requests and people making fun of their requests. And so they wrote in asking if they were the a-holes for trying to make these rules requests for their delivery.
I'm gonna say no, but I am gonna say, because it's your kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's your kid, but I wouldn't have gone over.
Yeah,
Like,
at all. Yeah.
no, I'm like, first of all, don't be telling me how much I don't wear perfume, but don't tell me
Mm-hmm.
how much to wear. That's so rude. Like, don't. I hate when people start to tell you do this, do that, do that. Like, it becomes too much. Like, now you're trying to control me and all of me and my essence, and I'm not going to do all that. So I just wouldn't have
Yeah.
gone over. But I don't think they're a-holes. I think as a parent, you have a right to set any type of rules that you want.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they were obviously extra. Do
I mean,
whatever
these
they're
are
going to
their
do.
boundaries, whether or
And
not they're extreme or not. Just like you said, they're the parents. It's
right,
what's going to make them feel comfortable as first time parents.
right.
in this, excuse me, early stage. Um, I don't know. The same thing. No, I'm not going to call them the a-holes. You can either go by their boundaries, their rules, or exactly
No,
like you said, not go. Yeah, and so don't be surprised, like, these
don't
in-laws in
go.
this case on either side, if you show up and don't respect what these new parents want and they get upset, like, obviously they told you, that's just that. And again, this is like hospital time, right? And probably soon after, obviously, as time goes on, they're going to get more lax and like just ease into their new role a little bit. But to start, just do what they're asking.
And if you don't
Exactly.
want to respect the parents, then just
Yeah.
don't go, because then you're the a. Like the people that show up and like whatever, I'm gonna
Yeah.
wreak havoc. I don't care. I'm gonna be disrespectful. Like, but yeah, if it were like if someone gave me a bunch of rules and they were too much, I'd been like,
Let me know when
I'll
when
send
I
you a
can go.
gift.
Yeah.
I'll FaceTime you. But right,
Right.
so
Yeah.
it's not that big.
Especially the grandparents in this case. This is all like pretty much immediate family that obviously wants to go see him go see this baby right away. I would just adhere to what they want. Like I would just do what they want, right? Because if I'm this new grandparent, I'd be really excited and just do what they're asking, what
You
they're
you
asking to do.
you must have sweet parents, Stephanie, because mine, they don't care. Mine are like, did you say something, B? No, we don't care. These are our rules. Like, so grandparents to me, I'm like, those are they're a blessing. That's what I'm
Yeah.
gonna say. But they make their own rules. At least mine do, and my husband's do, and they don't adhere to anything that we tell them, which is rude sometimes, and I think you learn as a parent how to funnel everyone.
Hmm.
But yes, be kind to new parents. They just want to take care of their baby. Like,
Yeah. And I know I've said some crazy stuff. We've talked about it already, right? Like, I know that I had some crazy expectations initially. And thankfully, no, yeah, my parents and my mother-in-law and my grandparents and everyone that, wanted to come see Maddie just listen to what I had to say.
well,
And so, whether it was dumb or not, and even some of it I can look back on now and be like, hey, that was a little much. But, they did it because they love me and they love the baby. And that's
I was
what I
going
would
to say, and
expect
they know
from,
you,
yeah,
right? Like these people
exactly.
being invited to these other people's house, like they know who they are.
Yeah.
They know
Hmm.
what you're dealing with. They know
Yeah.
like the personalities. They know if they're
Right.
germaphobes or whatever, safety
Right.
dans.
Safety
So
Dan.
that's how that's how we call my
What's that
husband, Safety
from?
Dan.
Is that like from
I,
a show or something?
we always call my husband Safety Dan because he's like when we first had our baby, he's like, we're gonna have sanitizers and we're gonna take off their shoes and blah. I'm like he was more that way than I was. I'm like,
Yeah,
nobody
that's
listened to
funny.
him.
Oh, well, he tried.
But he tried, Yeah, he did. He did. He sent out a text to everyone like, please don't come over if you're sick. So I
That should
hate
be a
that,
given. Like,
but it's not. People are so rude. Like, I mean, not that we experienced it, thank God. But I see people that are sick and they're like wiping their nose and they go hold a baby. Like,
oh my
ew.
gosh, no, there's no way.
I'm like, let me wipe mine and and then give you a hug.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
sick babies are so
It's
sad,
sad.
first of all, but also really difficult and dangerous, and just like that's so disrespectful. I
It's
would
the
be upset
worst.
if someone did that. Yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah. People are so rude. Yeah.
that is rude.
So yeah, the parents are not a-holes. Even if they're strict, again, it's their house, their baby, their
Yeah.
experience.
Mm-hmm.
Get over yourselves, people.
Agreed. Agreed. Well, that is all of our scenarios that I put down, but that was fun. I like giving my 2 cents on these people's situations. You can always ask me for my opinion on stuff.
That's I
We're
was gonna say,
ready to give it.
yeah, I was gonna say we can bring our own stories too, but probably not because I don't want to know if you guys think I'm the A or not. I'm the
That's
B.
true, yeah. The queen bee.
Yes. All
That's funny.
sick. I know. Poor
I know,
Stephanie.
I'll die.
So it's so
I
funny
know,
because
I'm sorry, guys. This is probably like so distracting. coughing and everything. But again, we're dedicated and we needed an episode to come out. So
It's so funny. I'm laughing because we did record like 2 weeks ago, and I'm like, there was three of us. It was Daisy. She's our bestie. That podcast is coming up, y'all.
yep.
But it was three of us, and Daisy didn't get sick. I got sick. Stephanie got sick, and our babies and our households.
Mm-hmm.
But we were.
Honestly, I don't think it may not have even been, it could be coincidental, I think, because the timelines were like exact versus, being like staggered a little bit.
Yeah, they were
So,
exact. Like I was
yeah.
like, I text the girls, "Oh my gosh, I'm positive, or I'm sick, or I'm taking medicine, or whatever," and they're like, "Yeah." Or Stephanie is like, "Maddie's sick," and so it all kind of
Yeah.
snowballed. But I was laughing because I told my husband, I was like, "We were doing a freaking TikTok, and we were on the couch." And remember when I slid, and it's like we were almost spooning, and then like,
Oh, yeah.
and then we got up.
However, we were not face to face though.
No, we were not face to face. I just like slid and we were, yeah. But, anyways, it was like a quick little second. I told my husband, that's when the transfer happened. One of us was sick. Like,
Maybe. No, you know what? My baby got it first and she wasn't there. So
oh, you're right.
So that doesn't quite. So I thought about it too, but I'm like, no, I don't think I think it was more coincidental at that
And
point.
I don't ever leave my house, but I had it first. And then my baby. And then my baby's a super spreader because he got.
That's why I keep calling Maddie.
He got everyone in my house sick.
Yeah.
JJ, the super
babies.
spreader. Oh,
Yeah.
you just want to kiss him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways.
No, thankfully she got over it pretty well. So it wasn't too bad.
So you guys have to endure our Reddit and our, because that's all we've been doing, like just online. Thank you for the internet. What would we have done with dial-ups in this kind of sickness? Like,
right.
Probably read a book, better stuff. But we'll read Reddits instead.
Yeah. But anyway, guys, so yeah, Daisy's episode will be out soon, and we'll keep coming back with fun ideas. If you guys have anything you want us to talk about, as always, please leave it below. And go follow, like, subscribe, Living in the Moment Pod with B and Steph.
Bye, guys. Catch you next time.
Bye.
Living in the moment, it's the mom life.